everybody, episode 3 of the walkthrough for Shadow of the Erdtree. So before we do anything else, like I mentioned last episode, let's go ahead and go over the dialogue with our NPCs.
Ah, Lady Leda spoke of you. You're that tarnished. Guided here by kindly Mikola. Won't we all? I am Freya. I once fought alongside General Radahn. In battle, you can be sure I'll hold my own. Oh, another thing. Did you speak to our dour little friend? If you've yet to do so, have him give you a map of the Cross's whereabouts. You'll find more of them dotted about these lands. They are Mikola the Kind's footprints.
Okay, so our dour little friend she's talking about is the Hornset. Hornset has a beef with the Erdtree and everything that came of it, even the Tarnished. Now, he's going to give you a cross map, and the cross map's pretty much just going to show you where Mikola's crosses are, which, you know, is involved in Ansbach's quest, because he wants information about, you know, when you find crosses and stuff, but mainly it's just to say, hey, there's upgrade fragments over there, you know what I mean, so you go and check those out. But yeah, we'll go ahead and speak to him. I did want to go over that, though.
Fie, another. Treading the heels of Mikola. Then, as that woman would surely say, we are in our purposes well aligned, but understand, your kind are not forgiven. The Erdtree is my people's enemy. By Marika long betrayed, set aflame. I believe Mikola's apologies when he says our delivery will come, but never will I see your kind as worthy.
Yeah, it's just real nice, gentlemen.
And yet my oath I cannot overlook. If Mikola it is whom you would seek, then comrade, allow me to give you this. These are the sites of the crosses I found. I urge you, follow after Mikola. As long as you abide by his footfalls, you will be no enemy to me.
Okay, so we got the cross map. I'm going to go and pull it up in our inventory to show you guys. So, like I said, it shows the crosses. As you see, there's one in Castle Insis, which we haven't got. Now, that isn't the fragment we picked up. That's actually a cross, Mikola's cross, which is going to have, you know, a fragment. Then it's also showing 3-path cross, which is the one we already got. And it's also showing where Moore and Ansbach are, and that's one. However, there's also one in the Legacy Dungeon that's not showing. So, you know, more to come. But Ansbach is going to want us to report back to him, stuff like that. So, let's go ahead and jump on over to Main Gate Cross, now that we have that dialogue. And it does make sense to get that dialogue first, guys. Now, if you weren't following along, make sure, because you didn't hear me say this, but make sure you interact with every one of these crosses as you find them. You know, no hurt double checking. But we'll go ahead and talk to Moore.
Hello there. Together, we work together. For Mikola the Kind, many things we have found.
So, you can purchase the new damage negation items from him. Crafting stuff, arrows, not resin, not root resin, not resin. That's how you're going to craft the royal magic grease and the mesmer fire grease. So do keep that in mind. A couple of root arcs, things like that. You know, obviously you can sell items to him. He's going to have more going on. We just haven't got to it yet.
You must be the Tarnished.
Let's get to Ansbach.
I'm Ansbach. Formerly in service to Lord Moog, but now, like you, another soul guided by kindly Mikola. I'm hardly the steady hand I once was. My fighting days are far behind me, which is why I have chosen to dedicate myself to investigation, to discern tender Mikola's ultimate purpose. I'd rather not volunteer service to a new master, unless I know that I can be of use.
But can I ask a service of you?
May I request a service of you? 6 crosses, identical to this one, have been discovered in these lands. They are akin to tender Mikola's footprints, or gravestones, which mark what he's left behind. If you discover any more crosses, be certain to tell me. I presume you, too, are keen to know just what kind Mikola is doing here.
Okay. So now we could actually rest. You gotta rest to, you know, further along the dialogue. You're gonna ask about more.
Righteous Tarnished, what brings you here?
Ask about the person wearing verdigris armor. I don't know how to say that, guys.
Samor is a
Kind and stalwart ally.
It provisions our little outfit. Some more traffics with the forager brood. His brethren, who collect supplies from all corners of the land. No doubt they find inspiration in his many virtues. These are not your foes, Tarnished. Should you spot any forager brood, be sure to mind your manners.
So, like I say, he's talking about the pest
Righteous
from Kaled, you know. Who's this dude fighting? No. I'll be getting distracted about the dumbest shit. So, yeah. So as we find more crosses, we'll come and, you know, we'll report back to Sir Anspach. But for now, it's more. We got the first Forager Brood cookbook there, so we should be good on that. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump up here to Great Bridge North. We're going to start off by actually grabbing a shield, solving that painting from last episode. So to do that, if you want to mark your map, you're going to kind of go downhill a little bit here, and that's going to bring you uphill here. Now there is something worth grabbing there too, but just, you know, put kind of marker there. You don't really need it, but if you don't really know where you're going, because, you know, it's uphill, and then it's downhill, and then it's back uphill, and then it's on a certain portion. Like, yeah, it took me a minute. When I looked at the painting and I was going through here, I was definitely on the wrong cliff like twice, to be honest with you. It's sometimes tricky to judge the distance, to be completely honest. Like I said, just go down, then go back up here to the right. And the painting will be right here. It's just like the base game. You don't go to what the painting is of, you go to where the artist sat while he painted the painting, and that, you know, kind of how those have always worked. It has a serpent crest shield, pretty badass. Why I like it so much is for the DLC, you have all these, you know, mesmer soldiers, and they all do fire damage. Now you go through and you're looking, so 100 physical damage negation, 39 magic, fire is up at 63, lightning is at 39, holy at 38, 55 guard boost on upgrade. This is only 60 guard boost at plus 25. This thing's gonna go up to like 65, so it is a better shield for, you know, guard boost. And honestly, it's just a really beautiful shield too. I'll show you what it looks like. It's like reddish and gold. I really like it a lot. It's just a solid choice for medium shield. I'm gonna bring that up to plus 25. But I really like it because the main reason I put 1 point into intelligence, because I started out with a dex ent build to do something different, as I just finished a faith strength build prior, which we still have going faith strength anyway. But I like the size of it, and, you know, in the base game they're so oddly shaped sometimes. You know, like I like this one a lot too, but the guard boost isn't the best. But I like the shape. You know, that's why I went with this, and this kind of has the same thing going on, where it's not a great shield, but it's a solid-ass medium shield. A lot of people struggle with the main boss's DLC, and the only way they could beat them was with a great shield and a spear. I was actually able to beat them with a medium shield, which is pretty cool, because some of these medium shields have more guard boost than the great shields, guys. Like the erdtree great shield. Just to show this off. Erdtree great shield, one of the best great shields in the entirety of the game. I have it at plus 9 out of the plus 10 it can go up to. Guard boost at 65. This little gold shield I upgraded, and I had that guard boost up to like 67, and it was only at like plus 23. So that, you know, had more guard boost than the damn one of the best great shields in the game. You know, it's just crazy. But we do want to just kind of go, we're going to leave and just kind of go to our right side, and there's going to be something pretty cool over here, especially for strength build, as you guys use this Asher for the most. But you may remember Lion's Claw from the main game. You kind of do like a front flip and come down with your weapon. But this is going to get a savage Lion's Claw, which does that same flip as Lion's Claw, but then you can tap it again for additional input and do another front flip, which hits them twice. So you do a front flip, hit them, and then when you do the other one, it comes around while you're spinning, you hit them once, and then when you land, you hit them again. So doing the full set gets you like 3 hits in, guys. It's pretty badass. So there you go, Asher Force Savage, or yeah, Savage Lion's Claw. And then we're gonna head over here. Pretty much, we're just gonna try to go under this bridge, as this is gonna give you an extremely important quest item in the form of a cookbook. So there's a puzzle you need to solve, and you're going to need to be able to craft those giant furnace pots. Now, furnace pots are, you know, very unique. And they do a certain effect we're not going to get into right now, because if you don't know, it wouldn't make sense. And I just don't really want to spoil some of these secrets until we get there, you know what I mean? But yeah, I will tell you, without this, you'll be locked out of getting a very secret faith strength weapon, short sword. Yeah, it's still faith strength, even though it's a short sword. I was surprised too. It's truly badass. And technically, it's two weapons. You can have this. You find a weapon, you have to have it activated at these altars. So you turn to the sword of light or the sword of darkness. So I'm not gonna tell you anything more about it, but it's really unique. And you can change the weapon to two different weapons. It's wild. It's wild. It's really, really cool. Very well guarded secret that I didn't find until probably the end of my playthrough, when I was just going around trying to figure out shit that I couldn't figure out when I initially found it. You know what I mean? So when we get to the abandoned alien village, I like to go beside this cliff first. So there's going to be what they're called flies here. Like this huge humanoid type flies. And they do a grab attack that's going to suck your blood. But what sucks is afterwards, you know, they take a bunch of health, and then you're stun locked for a second. So they can literally like spam that shit on you, and you're just screwed. There it is. So when he lets go, you're gonna notice I'm stuck. I can't do nothing. I'm tapping dodge, you know. So yeah, that's exactly my point. They could get it again before you can even get out of there. And he's spamming. He's not doing anything else. All he wants to do is spam. Yeah, there we go. But now I showed you that. We're not gonna fall for it again. But I did want to show you just how helpless you are in that situation, as it pretty much made me rage the first time. Like, I'm all for difficulty, but I do believe you should at least have the chance to defend yourself. And when you're locked in place and they can keep spamming it, you're not able to defend yourself, and that's when it becomes unfair. There's a difference between challenging and something that's like the whole tough but fair thing, and then something that's just outright unfair. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't give him a fucking chance if you could help it. AoE's clean them up pretty nicely, as you notice. Go up here, get another upgrade for summons. There's a little jumper. I will say, typically, if it's like a group of 5 or 6 of them, only like 1 or 2 of them's gonna do the grab. But to be honest, guys, that's all it's gonna take. You know what I mean? From there, let's go ahead and jump over to our Great Bridge north side of Grace again. Now we can kind of tackle the place from the bottom. Now you could do, you know, you don't have to take that side path. You know, you can go up to the top and kind of take it back down. But I like to just go and get it out of the way, because, you know, it's not like it's just popping out at you. And if, you know, you don't think to go down there, if you don't see it, you're going to end up missing your fragment. And like I said, it's just better to get it out of the way. Just make sure we're clearing all these guys out. You know, lessen their numbers a bit as you see what they're truly capable of. Get some pretty cool, like this looks like it's a bullshit little village, you know, like it's all run down, like there can't be anything cool here. There's actually 2 badass items here, believe it or not. And even runes, not that one, there's a bigger one here. But yeah, there's a crafting book that's really awesome. I'll talk to when we get here. Get to it, but there's also a talisman that situational in its use, but it's extremely beneficial for certain things we're definitely going to run into. So, you know, this little village may not look like much, but I assure you, everything in this DLC is worth your time, in my opinion, because everywhere has at least something of note. You know what I mean? Now, as we work our way up, I want to show this off, but by showing it off, I'm going to put myself in a bad spot. So, there's going to be these guys, the flies, but they're also going to be the shadow guy. So this shadow guy gives them a buff that like steadily restores their HP. So, and it gives them more damage and stuff like that. So I'll show it. He's not a mage, more like a base user. So as you see, he just buffed him. Now look at the damage he's doing. And like I said, we're locked in. Okay. If you look now, look, see how his health is gone, and now it just came back. If Just that damn buff this guy's doing. And he's also hitting swarm of flies on you. Swarm of flies on you. So if I was you guys, I would rush him down. I just wanted to show you why. You know, I wanted to show you what he was capable of and how that would play out if you didn't rush him down. But yeah, go for the shadow guy first. He may be the weakest, one hit kind of guy. But at the same time, he is undoubtedly the most dangerous for that reason right there. Then he's got swarm of flies as well. He's got to get blood loss off on you. So this is the element talisman. Definitely worth talking about. Raises resistance to the last ailment suffered. So if you're going through like the lake of rot and you get rotted, now it's going to raise your resistance to rot. If you'd like, we have the madness zone we have to do. When you get proc for madness, it's going to then raise your resistance to madness. So like I said, situational in its use, yes. However, extremely beneficial. You know what I mean? Like extremely so. Now from here, we're going to stick to the right. Drop downhill here. And we're going to jump on this roof over here, guys. And you do, I don't know, you don't have to, but I like to, I like to jump on this roof. So I have to run all the way around. But even so, besides that, we have a guy in here. So we can kind of just, you know, get the drop on him. You don't have to, but it makes life easier. And there you go, Greater Potentate's Cookbook 10. So this one's really good. So you don't even have to be arcane build anymore, and you can still craft hefty fly pods. So I'm gonna do it just to show you guys. It's literally swarm of flies in the form of a consumable. You know what I mean? A craftable item. So now we only have one hefty pot. We're gonna need to collect, you know, all of them we can possibly get, guys. There's certain fights you need at least 5-6 pots to kill certain enemies. So I'm not gonna spoil. But yeah, we need to make sure we're doing all the content to get enough of these. Otherwise, you won't be able to kill these certain enemies. You have to kill a certain way. So I do want to state that. Jails is a good place to get them. You also just kind of find them around the world. Find them at Bonnie Village, which we'll get to, which is really, really great place. It's got a lot, you know, good quest emote to get you into a secret area of the game. And then beyond that, it also has one of the baddest shields in the game that does phenomenal damage. So we could test this out on somebody just to show you guys. But yeah, it's quite literally just a swarm of flies in the form of a pot you could throw, right? So it does, I think it does more damage than the spell though, by far even. Yeah, look how big it is. So, you know, it just hit for 1,000 damage. Now I have the swarm of flies incantation. So we could actually compare the damage, but that hit for pretty much 1,000. So just kind of keep that in mind. That lock off was going crazy for a second. So there's the dragon in the lake, and there's the jail we have to get to. However, there's still some stuff around here. Now we already got the Ash of War, we already got the shield. There wasn't nothing else really over here, but over here is pretty much just like these gravestones and structures throughout the whole world. And like you'll get one piece to 2 armor sets, but you find like a piece here, then a piece there, then a piece there, all over the world. So to get the full armor set, you know, you gotta actually find it all. And this is gonna be the first piece of that armor that you would naturally run into. Yeah, I don't like y'all. No, get me out of here. Okay. Any hoosers. I guess we could stay on foot. So, you know, there's the dragon in the lake we ran in front of, I think it was last episode or the episode before, to go ahead and get the great katana. Nope, that was our first episode, yeah. Pretty badass too, the great katana. I actually liked it. Even though I didn't think I would, it kind of grows on you, and you can change the affinity, which is really nice as well. So as you see, guys, we're just going up here. And I told you guys, it is worth going around these structures where you see them in the world. And these things are pretty much in every region. A lot of the times there's like good crafting stuff, like rare crafting items. But also you can find consumables as well. Oh, definitely locked in the wrong guy. Actually, I want to compare the damage. So the pot did 1,000. Yeah, the pot is, from what I see, 1,000 times better mathematically. And if they give you shit, take them out. I mean, it's not like you have to, but if they give you shit, why not? Hey, come on. Right. So I know there's another one. He'll go and go. Jesus, buddy. That's one thing I do really like about it. That has slowly became, even though I don't really care for arcane builds typically, that Blood Flame Talons, I know a lot of people said like they really didn't care for it. Man, that thing's awesome. It just comes out so quick, guys. It does great damage, you know. I mean, I can't talk highly enough about it. Like, it really is worth just putting a few points in arcane to throw that on any faith build. It really is. Especially for me when I'm doing like the pyromancy stuff. It fits in with that, you know what I mean? Like, it does the blood loss, but I don't even really care for that. I just like the explosion it does. And it does take a few of them to really get the blood loss anyways. Alright, then obviously, like I said, you got the Great Bird armor. So it's a Great Bird set, decent immunity too. But yeah, you're going to find this, and then you'll find the gauntlet somewhere else, and you'll find the helm somewhere else, and find the leggings somewhere else. But there's actually 2 of these armors. I thought it was one, and then I got to another late game area and I found even more. I'm like, wait, we already have all this, what the hell? So, worth talking about, especially when you only find, you know, a piece here and there throughout hours and hours of the game. You kind of want to take note of that kind of stuff, right? So you kind of remember, in case you're missing a piece, you might want to go check for it if you want all the items. So, to my knowledge, that should be everything up top, unless there's just some, like, little item, you know, tucked in somewhere. Now over here, now we've done a full circle. We end up here, that's where the jail is. But we don't want to enter there until we've actually taken out the Ghost Flame Dragon. And yes, he is a Ghost Flame Dragon, guys. If you have something with Holy, that's gonna, you know, do you really good here. And you will be able to summon, but not to trigger the guy. Oh shit. This might actually get me killed, I don't know. No. So he's got improved moveset, now he's got swipes he can do with his arms, they're quite deadly. He's got a few new moves, a few old moves, you know. So that's gonna do Ghost Flame when he stops. I almost want to like double roll. Work on your timing for that. And I noticed when I was like underneath them, like facing this way, that his stomp, the Ghost Flame from a stomp would hit you much more. Yeah, that actually does great to stagger him. That happened in my notes as well. Oh, you bitch. Run from that, and Tessa's gotta let off Ghost Flame now as well. Like I said, you know, more advanced moveset than you had before. Still through it. Hey, where's the stagger? Like I said, holy is the best thing you can use against this guy. He's considered undead. Ugh. Damn it. Oh shit, I just oh, we're about out of heals here. We gotta get it right. It might take a few tries. I'm not using holy. Got a fucking off trying different spells. Oh yeah, I can't heal. There we go. It's almost no health left. We did it. I hope. Oh, he's not even dead. That gets you a somber 10 and 100,000 runes, y'all. Not to mention the dragon heart. Yeah, pretty fun fight though. I like the more advanced movesets on them now. I really do. It might be more challenging. It doesn't just because something's challenging doesn't mean it's not fun. I love it. Later on, not even that far away, we're gonna get a very special great katana. It was literally made for fighting dragons. It has a special attack. So you guys know gravel stone's used to craft like dragon wound grease and stuff like that that hurts dragons. Well, and obviously guys, we're running to the jail. We already kind of showed that off before we did this. But this sword we're going to get, the great katana, is made with gravel stone, and it fires off a gravel stone aura and this huge arc that comes off your sword. You can charge it up, and I didn't even have it upgrade, and it was just getting stagger off, and it's really good at targeting the head of dragons. It like hardly misses, and like you could be the worst player in the world imaginable and be just fine fighting any dragon with that weapon. It's so effective, it really is. I'm kind of close for a level here. Might not even have enough, but we're gonna try. Oh, what? Am I gonna be like just short? Oh well. I don't think I'm gonna die. We'll see. I'm gonna move my flask around and start doing spells really heavily during, you know, my walk through the main game. But I do believe 2's enough now that I got more in mana for me anyways. That and, you know, the DLC is just, it's harder, right? So, oh, my rocket, do I still need that? I do, unfortunately. Oh, I took 5 points of stamina. That's gonna go back eventually. Health, guarding. Oh, I need nothing for guarding. We can do more mana. Do more health. More stamina, which wouldn't be bad. I wonder how much more blood loss that adds. Probably nothing really. Not much. 62. 62. Is it the right one? Yeah, it is. Okay. More damage negation. What we fighting here? Pots. Nothing's really gonna give us more stagger or poise damage to enemies. We can get more. Actually, we'll get more fire damage. Let's do that. Alright, so this is our first jail, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's like a true jail. You know, there's cells everywhere. And there's a few jails in the world, and they're all very unique and worth doing. So you're about to have a gank trap, enemies just kind of jumping out at you. Yeah, but you find a lot of great stuff. Armor, badass shields, and your hefty crackpots are going to be down here. So yeah, there's a few out in the world, guys. And I can honestly recommend every last single one of them. They're all great, and you know, very much worth your time. So we're gonna progress forward here. There's some, you know, lore and stuff down here too. So this is gonna break. Meant to happen. That's a tap 4, But first, we're gonna turn around and go in this cell. I knew you was coming. There's no sense mentioning that jump out because he like never hits you. So, you know. More shadow dudes. Yeah, that thing's hitting like a truck too for a quick little spell, over 1,000 damage. It's awesome. Love it. And it's got a relatively pretty low mana cost. You know, since I'm only using a spell here and there instead of more fire damage, let's try a Blessed Blue Dude and see if it is any good. I know it's going to be extremely slow. Yeah, you see, look. It's very moving. But, like I said, if you only use a spell here and there, you know, it's going to be just fine for you. It grows back full. I just hit one inclination here, use that mana up, then, you know, do melee for a minute. Now, obviously, if you're just using a spell here and there, and that spell has a low mana cost, it's going to, you know, be even more effective for you. But you just ignore it for a minute, go melee. Before you know it, your mana's back. You know what I mean? It's nice. Let's get these. Like I said, get all your crafting stuff. It's a new realm, new crafting stuff, new crafting ingredients. So moving forward, we're not to the pot bro yet. Okay, here we go. We're gonna have new versions of pots to fight. They're like the innards of the pot people. You're about to find out how pot people were really made. Because to be honest, Alexander's like, he evolved, you know. Pot people start off by humans getting put in pots as a torture method. You know what I mean? But I think Alexander evolved from there and started feeding his pot and, you know, getting stronger and stuff. But initially, they just take humanoids, put them in, you know, like humans. I don't know if they're tarnished or what, but they put humans in these pots, and then like blood and pus and all that shit builds up over time and turns them into something just nasty, you know. In fact, here you go. Oh, please, not the jar, anything but that. I promise I won't ever do it again. I swear, a living saint I'll surely be. Please, you must forgive me. Forgive me, please. Like I said, it's a torture method. That ghost did not want to go be put through it, but seems like, you know, he didn't get what he wanted. Yeah, there's a lot of pots around here, now there's a ghost. So. Okay, so we're going to go down, but before we go down, we're going to go into this little room over here. Fight our first pot guy. So these guys are really dangerous. They're going to do like an explosion thing, but like chunks come off of them. And it'll damn near one-shot your early game. So you want to be careful, but they don't have the most poise. You know, not too bad. I didn't choose moves that, it's because it's highly dangerous, but typically just a pattern of slashing at you with his hands, he explodes, and every now and then, like, this big-ass tongue comes out of his belly and grabs you, and that, you know, is obviously a problem as well. So from there, now we got that stuff. I don't think we missed anything. Nope. So now we got that. We can go over here, start dropping down, but you don't want to drop all the way. Just keep dropping down the pots until you see an item. And then when you see that item, you want to stop. Right here. So, typically you would just, you know, drop to that one, then drop down there. But if you go here and you actually turn around, you're going to see a further drop-off point. So, go ahead and land on that. Now, dropping down here is going to get you something really useful to you. Hefty cracked pot out of this chest. Or is this the craft book? I think it's a hefty cracked pot, to be honest with you. Where are you? Oh, don't pop the end though. So there was the tongue I was telling you about. It kind of comes out of his belly. Yeah, okay, so hefty cracked pot. It's weird too, I never noticed this. But going through New Game Plus, you don't have to re-get your pots, you keep them. So whatever pots you found in the base game or DLC, whatever, in your first run, you can't actually collect again. I didn't know that for the longest time. Now if you did take the other route and you missed this spot, obviously you're going to want to come back for that, as you know, there's only a certain amount of hefty crack pots in the game. But when you're dropping down, you're going to land on that last pot that's obviously not a pot, that's an enemy, you know, so be careful for that. and get a big hit on them. Lead in. Even these guys are more formidable than usual. I mean, everything is, to be completely honest. Alright, so we're about to move on. I just kind of want to make sure you have everything here, guys. Time-wise, 35 minutes. We should have just enough time to do this. There is, you know, quite a bit packed in here. Ooh. Thank God we got those upgrades, guys. Cheapskate, didn't even drop nothing. Okay, so moving on from there, we got our pot dudes. I would have mentioned that. I completely forgot about the other one, to be completely honest with you. So we have one guy here. We're gonna go across this bridge. All in all, I think there's 4 of them. Like, you would typically like run up this door and just go straight down because that's what you see. Then he'll end up like coming behind you. You want to make sure you take him out. Now the other ones are going to be in jars still on them, and they're going to run at you and jump. So just back away, let the jars break. Should stay down long enough to get charged. Let's go and heal up. They should be pretty effective by the blood loss, I would figure, yeah. Since this weapon does have decent poise damage, I'm not going to say it has the most, but decent. Because you don't want to go in with like, because I was, you know, trying to use Rivers of Blood, and then when you fight a pot, it like does no damage, you know what I mean? So that's going to break. We can drop to our left for some of those frozen maggots, whatever they're called. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. From there, so this place is actually pretty tricky to navigate. I mean, it's easy to find the main path forward, but to get all the items, you have to keep going in between all these pots. And they're in this huge room. There's multiple routes through here. We're gonna try to just circle around, and as we circle, just, you know, go behind everyone. Get all your items. Entered meat. Now you're gonna see items on top of the pots, and you're gonna try every way to get up there. To be honest, there's one specific route to get on top of the pots, and one only, and that's by actually going behind all of them. But if you notice, it looks like we came from over there, but here's, like, you know, another section we obviously didn't get to yet. Now that is where we came from. Yeah. Did we check behind? Okay, we did. But yeah, so you're gonna see multiple different routes. We know we already went over there to the right. So typically I like to start from the top and work my way down, but when we navigate this one, and that's your path of progression, that's how you progress towards the end, which you're not far from. But I want to mention, with this, I like to do it bottom to top, so we can go through and make sure we have every little nook and cranny we could see to make sure we have all the items. But then when you do the top, it gives you like a second chance to kind of look down and make sure you have it all. So if you want to get up, as soon as you go over this slanted path, you run to the left all the way behind and get up top, just in case anyone's getting lost. So mention that. But yeah, if you just want to go to the left, guys, you can see crafting stuff up here, and, you know, other items too. And this is how you get up. Like I said, you go to the very back. top slanted. Before we do that, I just wanted to, fully go through the route at the bottom and make sure we're actually picking up everything. You know what I mean? Greater Potentate's Cookbook. You see items there, items there. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be like hefty frozen pot. Yeah, hefty freezing pot. So there you go. So now we have lightning, we have freezing, and we have fire already. Oh, and we have the swarm of flies. So we got those pots too. So that's 4 different pot types already right at the start in the first region. So this guy's going to open up and attack you as you get up here. And then he's going to die for it, but right, you're just, checking your items. Now if you remember, there was 2 items on top over here. So the first is obviously right here. Entered meat, and that should be our hefty crack pot. Yep. Okay. Now I wanted to say there's one more. Yeah, because we had our crafting stuff. You probably won't make this jump if you don't. It's just crafting stuff, But like I said, you'll probably make the jump. It's pretty close, guys. Then from there, we just roll right off. No, we got it all. And if you guys want, I guess it wouldn't hurt, just real quick. We'll just run through and do a quick little route around. Yeah, because we did miss this stuff. And just make sure you're not missing anything before we move on. Because the way it's laid out, so I'm just going to kind of go to the right since it worked left the first time. The way it's laid out, it does make you second guess yourself. You know what I mean? Because it feels like it wouldn't exactly be hard to miss anything. And that's where we came in, so we know we're good there. Then we went to the back left, but I don't think we worked the right side. This route back around again, right? Oh, I do believe. Was it candles or was it the items? It's hard to see up there. Alright, so before we move on, I'm going to take one more look at the top. So I don't think I have, I don't see anything in my notes besides those 2 items. But for the life of me, and I could have missed something on my note taking, you know what I mean, when I prepped for this episode. For the life of me, from memory, playing the DLC, I swear there was one more thing. Oh no, we jumped over there. Maybe it was just the maggots. And that's where you came in at, so that's nothing. This way for something. Yeah, we never got to that either. Or head. So yeah, that's what there's still stuff we're kind of missing here. Bone shard. That's where we're. Okay, it's going to progress. If you guys end up finding something, just let me know down in the comments so I can make sure to mention it on whatever recording's next after I see it. Because I just want to, if I do miss something, that's where we got to help each other out here. I try my best, I'm as thorough as possible. But it's always possible you can miss something. And if I did, I'm not too big to, say anything about it. And I would like to be corrected so I could help people out with the missing stuff. Now, if it's like a frozen maggot, give me a break, But, oof. I wonder what bloodloss would do to a pot. Doesn't seem like it did anything, but you find crazy weaknesses sometimes. Okay, that does a lot more damage than it used to. So, when you go on out here, guys, if you go out the door, we'll take care of it first. you come out this main door. If you work your way to the right behind this pillar, now you don't need to take this right now, but I just want to show you because it makes it easy to see. So when you're out exploring, you look down, you see this pod. It's actually an elevator you could take to get up there. But when you're going, progressing the other path, you might not think to look there. So I did want to show it off. So when you get over here, you kind of know where it's at. Now, when we get over here, a couple of these pods are going to, obviously people. Do it. I want to say there's another instance where there's like 4 of them. So that was the first one. There's one big one. Fucking up my heels, brother. Okay. So now, for those of you that love crafting pots, we're gonna get something really cool for you. You just want to drop down. Be careful not to line yourself up with those chains because it will just make you slip right off and get yourself killed. So, in the base game, we got the jar helm from Alexander. Oh, this fancy thing's just a switch for that to bring it back up for you. So we got the jar helm from Alexander outside the Volcano Manor that boosted the damage of thrown pot items. However, the hefty pots weren't a thing yet, right? So it doesn't work on them. I guess the coding's different, when they developed the game or whatever it is. For whatever reason, they had to remake one. So this is going to be a helm that's going to boost throwing pots of all sizes. So no matter what, if we wear this now, even the new pots will be covered, and still the other pots damage will, go up as well. But, it's really cool, pretty hidden. I mean, not bad, but a little bit. You're gonna have 2 pots to deal with. One's gonna be your newer type pots, and the other's gonna be this big dude looking all grumpy and shit. Alright, get your craftables, consumables, and we grab the helm. So like I said, that's a great jar helm now. So we go here. That's the one from the base game, the jar, and that's a great jar. And it actually has better resistances and obviously more weight. So in a uniquely jar-like gesture of friendship, it boosts the power of throwing pot items, and this increases the power of thrown pots of all sizes. So that will make sure it covers the the crack pots from the base game, and then the hefty jars from the DLC. So I thought that was pretty neat, worth a mention. Now from here we just kind of drop down, and you can go back the other way and take the elevator. That's why that switch was there to begin with, but we're about to go in this boss fight. It's actually pretty difficult. We're going to fight a guy that's like 2 foot tall. I shit you not. But he's extremely formidable, regardless. He's a demi-human, but he has a sword that does frostbite. I want to say, well, it does magic and frostbite, or magic and bleed, maybe even bleed and frostbite. I don't know. But just think of Yoda from Star Wars, and, with the flipping around, extremely badass warrior, even though he doesn't look it. That's this guy. The summons might be highly useful here. Don't take them lightly, y'all. I'm telling you right now. He will get on your ass. Yeah, he can actually deflect too. I forgot about that part. And his acid ward is crazy. That's not even his acid ward. That was just another. Yeah, look at it, bro. So it's just like fucking Yoda. Heal. Yeah, it's like 300,000 runes. He's able to duck that. Oh, that's the worst. Yeah. Fucking annihilates you. Yep. So hopefully I can get my runes back. First of all, fog. Okay. So yeah, I mean it is used. It's really, really, really worth using your summons. I typically wouldn't. Um, and I'm gonna now, not even because, for the walkthrough, it's best for me to go over strategies and what's gonna be the most beneficial. And I mean, I would always suggest a summons as a strategy to get through stuff. But this time in particular, I'm more worried about my 300,000 runes, just to be completely honest. That's his actual war right there. But it's not even like he's super tough. His move is just so much damage. Oh god, don't kill me. It just doesn't take much. And Mimic already got him, so. Give me human swordman Yosh. So obviously he's gonna do everything he did there. He's gonna be a badass is what he's gonna be. Now that was Swordsmaster, fuck was his name? Yosh was his summons, but he had that weird name. I'll remember it. But yeah, like I said, very formidable. You got magic damage, you got frostbite damage. I don't know if he did bleed, maybe done that too, but he had that one move where like 14 arcs go out, cutting you all at once, and it's gonna pretty much one-shot you. So, I mean, you can stay on him like we did, kill him. If my summons did that, yours is gonna do the same, you know what I mean? But yeah, definitely a formidable ass enemy, nonetheless. So at this point, we're at 52 minutes, that's perfect, and we're ready for our first Legacy Dungeon. Now, there's no need to do anything else, as we do have it all. Like, we have it all in this area, everything I know about. Even the nighttime larval tears, we broke it down. We got every bit of it. I wonder if his dialogue's going to change because I'm at the Forager Brood. It doesn't.
Righteous Tarnet. Righteous Tarnet.
Okay, until we find more crosses, it's probably not going to go anywhere. I did want to look around these outskirts real quick. Just real quick before we close on out. I swore there was another Forager Brood right around here somewhere. Now this isn't me going based off my notes. This is based off memory. When I took my notes, I didn't find them. But if you remember the first Forager Brood we ran into gave us the Forager Brood Cookbook 2. We never got a Forager Brood Cookbook 1. Now my own playthrough, I feel like the same thing happened. I don't know why I'm not finding that first book. That's the first book comes later. It's kind of trippy. Maybe I just didn't realize it and it comes later. So that could be a thing. But rest assured in between episodes, because this will be my last episode for the night. Tomorrow, pump out some more episodes in between before I do my next one. I am going to, thoroughly go through this first area before we move on. That's typically something I do. Even though, we're moving forward with episodes and I'm taking notes on the new stuff, I still will always go back on the stuff we've done. So if I miss something most of the time, we'll jump back a later time like, oh, hey, we missed this over here. So rest assured, we'll get it all. Sometimes it's just a matter of when, But we will definitely get it all. I always go back over the areas I've completed. Because, like let's say we missed one of those hanging pots with the bell bearing, but end up finding it another time while I'm taking notes for something else. We don't want to miss that stuff, It's always worth going back over areas. Whether you're doing like me and doing walkthroughs or just playing on your own, always go back over areas you've already done. You'd be surprised what you might find, I don't see him around here. It just with the Forager Brood being mentioned right here, it did kind of make sense, that one would be in the area. That does happen sometimes with these type of games. Like where you initially hear about them, they might, be around. I'm not seeing the little feller. Not seeing him. No, this would have been a perfect spot for him here. I'll find them. Rest assured, guys, I will find them. I promise you that. Now, it looks like we never went back to take this route after our quick run through on episode 1 to get all the items, which this just leads to the side of Grace. There's nothing else here that I'm aware of. Besides that one item, and I was like, oh, we'll hit it when we clear it all, and then we just fast traveled there. Oh damn! You tell your upgrades are working. These guys took like 4 hits to kill before. Now it's 1. Come here, little shit. Yeah, and that just brings you back up to your side of Grace for the Prospect Town. So yeah, brings us full circle. We should be good. Yeah, I'll figure out where that Forager Brute is. Like I said, he may just be in a later spot, and he might have the cookbook 1. You know what I mean? But I guess in an open world game, it makes sense. You're not going to get them all in order. It's open world. It's not a linear game. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But regardless, we're about to wrap on up and get ready for our first Legacy Dungeon, the belurat Tower Settlement. So this one's really cool. What I really like about it is it truly displays the pure step up that FromSoft did from the base game to the DLC, and just how they keep improving and getting better. The level design, the enemies, like I said, the armors, the weapons, the spells. Everything just keeps getting better and better and better. But yeah, the level design especially really sticks out to me. So pretty excited. Definitely excited to get stuff wrapped up. So before we close out, just to talk about it. So everything all in here, guys. Obviously this red is Charlotte's engraving out. There you go. Everything in this map besides this uphill, everything under this bridge, we'll put it that way. All this around the lake, the jail underneath, all of our side sections, all of it. I mean, we're completely done, even our nighttime stuff. You can't get here, you know what I mean? So that's it. We have our Legacy Dungeon, and like I said, after that we'll be ready to move on. We'll go across our bridge and either hit everything, all in here, which this little path and this path leads us to other regions, or we might say, you know what, let's take out Castle Insis, here next map, get all the other fragments, and then get the other optional region over here so we can go and take all of our forges out and get all of our Smithscript weapons. So, like I said, as we get closer, since it's only about 1 episode away, I'm going to go over my notes and see what's going to be best for us, But also, if we took the path up here to the other optional region, we get another map too, which would be really nice. So, I'm going to think about it and just see what's best for us level-wise, and we'll go from there. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope this has been helpful, and I hope you guys have, been having a good time. But we will see you guys back here shortly to continue on with Belurat Tower Settlement.